So good to see you guys. I'm just going to hang out here for a minute and kind of prepare some things and wait for a few of you. I know sometimes I start a little bit early, and some of you say, I caught the beginning. So I'm just going to give you a second here to. Oops. Let me turn off that volume. Got some good lighting. It's a little cloudy here in Southern California, so we have got some lights set up here so I can see all of you. And you can see me. Hello, somebody just joined. We'll just take a few minutes here. Oh, you know what? Let me turn my camera around. I'm sideways. My goodness. I always forget this. Hold on, let me get my... There we go. Okay,
Awesome.
we're good.
Where do I go here?
Huh?
Hang on a second. Keep going.
There we go. Okay, let me zoom in a bit for you guys. There we go. So I thought today we could paint this fun little wreath. This is nothing new. Hey, Kathy. By the way, Kathy, welcome to our Patreon. I saw you upgraded. I'm so glad. Hi, Michelle. Happy Saturday to you. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. I thought we'd paint this fun little wreath. It's not a new technique, like I was saying, but it sure is fun. Let me see if I can get that shadow out here. There we go. Sorry, guys. Okay, I want to get some good lighting. We've got some cold weather here for California. So that's a very subjective term I'm using, cold here, because I'm talking to some of you that it's like in the 30s. So I use cold lightly. But anyways, hi Abracadabra from Austin. Ooh, lucky you. Aloha, Lauren. From Maui. Wow, I love Maui. I love Kauai is actually one of my favorite. I love all of them. They're beautiful. Today, I thought we'd paint this fun little wreath. You guys are not going to believe how easy this is. Again, this isn't a new technique. I love it though. I have kind of a thing for wreaths. I love painting them. So let's go ahead and give it a try. What I'm using for the circles, and by the way, let me back up a minute. I am painting on these Strathmore cards. I've used these for years. They're 140 pound cold press. They're actually very heavy. So I really like them. They're, I think, heavier than a store-bought card. And the fun thing is too, they give you these envelopes with this beautiful deckled edge. So I really like these. I make all of my cards, but I will tell you, warning, once you start painting cards for your friends and family, they're not going to want store-bought cards, guys. So just a pre-warning there. We're going to do a swatch here in a second, but I've got some sap greens. I'm using the My Lang palette. I've got some rose reds, of course, and magenta. But it's super simple and fun. If you love how watercolor works, you're gonna love this. He Restores, hi from Minnesota. Welcome, welcome. So then I've also got here, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but we have got, I splashed just a little bit of my MAB gold metallics, and you can use that. You can use anything to splatter with. I'm specifically using the Brilliant Gold. Hey, Claire, you did make it. Welcome. Welcome, Jessica from New York. Ray is from Rochester, Ray? Rochester. So we're going to paint this. I'm going to use, just grab any lid you have. Hey, Rachel from Georgia. And that's what I'm going to use for kind of a guideline.
Abracadabra said that she's been watching you since the beginning.
You have Abracadabra. Well, thank you for sticking with me. Boy, if you have stuck with me, man, thank you, because there has been a lot of learning curve for me here, girlfriend. I am so glad you stuck it out with me. Thank you. Okay, so I've got this card here. But you know, if you want to paint along with me, just use whatever you have. It's 140-pound cold press. This is the fold here, but I'm going to keep it flat so I can paint for you. It's got a little bit of texture. And then I'm going to start with this. Oh, thank you, Abracadabra. You know, I've only done great because I have, I say this with so much sincerity and appreciation and gratitude. I have only done this well because I brag about this all the time. I have the best followers. You guys are so awesome, seriously. Like, you inspire me. I learn from you. So boy, I am the lucky one here for sure. So thank you for that, Abracadabra. Hi, Thursday's child. Oh, I'm so glad you're liking the brush set. I am going to be using, by the way, my 8 round. The brush set is currently sold out, but you guys, if they see the interest, they'll bring them back again for a little bit. We sold out in, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 weeks, but I'd love to bring them back. So that is my 8 round. You know, use what 8 rounds you have. This is just a little lid off of a cute little palette set I have. So I'm going to use that. And the colors I will use, let's swatch those out real quick. Hey, Jessica, funny I asked. We were shoveling it off the deck. Everybody always says that who lives in the snow. We're tired of it. I have never lived in the snow, so I can't comment on that. I know Ray has all kinds of stories from childhood about snow and snowed in and snowsuits and everything snow related. All right, so I'm going to use this is something you guys introduced me to. This is a little rubber stamp set, and then I bought this acrylic part for the back of it. And I'm just going to swatch out the colors we're using. So if you're painting with me, by the way, let me stamp this real quick. You know, use any palette you have, but of course I'm using my student Paul Rubens palette because I love it. And it just makes sense to paint as much as I do. So, I mean, look at the beautiful colors, guys. I love them. I'm going to use for this, like I said, sap green, some browns. I love Van Dyke brown, mixing that with my flowers because I just think it brings this beautiful earthiness. So let's swatch out these colors real quick. So I've got that Van Dyke brown here. I just love the richness of this Van Dyke brown. And I do this, by the way, for all of my paintings. And then let's see, let's grab our sap green. Gorgeous, gorgeous. That tends to be my kind of go-to. You may have your go-to green. This just happens to be the one I use. By the way, I have my 2 containers of water, my little MEEDEN 2-well water. And then let's see, we want to use, of course, big surprise here if you follow me, rose red, of course. Look at that, so gorgeous, right? I mean, I never tire of this color. So there we go, there's that. I mean, look at how pretty that palette is so far. And then let's see what else I might have in there. That's really the basics, and it's kind of fun working with a limited palette because it makes you work with values and different things to create some contrast and interest in your paintings. Which, by the way, you guys, you keep asking me, I'm going to be putting together on Patreon a intro to color theory. You guys keep asking me about that. I hear you and so happy to accommodate. So keep your eyes open for that one. And if you haven't checked out Patreon, there's a free membership, so you can still get goodies there and be a part of our little community, even if you're in the free membership. So those are going to be my colors I use. Rose red, sap green, Van Dyke brown, for the most part. I might use a little bit of yellow. Oh, I know what other color I'm using. Of course, big surprise here. I'm using my brilliant gold. Look at that. Ooh, isn't that fun? You know how I love my gold. So I'm going to be using that here. Ooh, look at that. I mean, how can you resist that, you guys? It's gorgeous. And all I'm going to be doing with that is adding in some splatters afterwards, just some subtle little splatters. So I'm going to wet my palette. Let's see. I've already got most of these colors in here. And get those ready to go. Move my little brush rest out of here. Thank you, Birdie. And let's get started. So excited. This is such a fun technique. Like I said, this isn't anything, you know, I brilliantly came up with necessarily. You see people use stuff like this for these wreaths, but it's such a fun, easy exercise. And I am creating a card here. Oh, good. I'm glad you got that, Mai Ling. I'll give you a link. He restores. It's the MABs, and you can buy hers. You don't have to buy this whole set. You can buy just the Brilliant Gold, which is basically the one I use for the most part. So we'll link that for you so you can get that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've got this little lid here, and I'm going to go in and first use a pretty thick dose on my 8 round and just go around the edge. Like I said, you've probably seen this technique, but it's oh so fun, you guys. And I'm telling you, I cannot draw a good circle for the life of me. So this is how I do my circles. So I've got that on there. Let's just get my brush washed off here. And I'm going to turn that around and place it as much in the middle as I can. Oh, funny too. Look at my lid has cherry trees on there. That's fun. There we go. I might do another one just a little bit to the side. And then what I'm going to do is go in and I'm going to add some of that, a thick mixture of that rose pink. So let me get that in my palette. I'm just going to dab that on here because we're going to do wet and wet, and that rose pink, we're going to pull out and make our cherry blossoms. So I've got plenty of that on there. We want it plenty wet. Rinse my brush. And let me place that on there. So let me see, where do I want to come out a little bit over here. There we go. Look at that, so fun. So we are ready to go. We want to work a little quick here because we want it to be wet. So I've got a damp brush, or a thirsty brush as they might call it. Let me find my paper towel here, 1 second, guys. And so I've rinsed my brush, it's nice and clean, and I'm going to tap off a little bit of that water. And now here we go. Are you guys ready? I hope you try this. You don't want the brush too wet or you're just gonna get a huge puddle. So I've tapped off my brush and here we go. We're just going to use the point and a little bit of pressure and start making some little, now I'm going to keep rinsing and tapping off my brush. There we go. And working around, oh, look how pretty that is. And do different shapes, different sizes. Maybe some are up, maybe some are pointing downwards, but look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys, like how easy is this, right? You guys can do this. The big thing is I keep repeating, make sure you just use a damp brush and you're pulling out some of that. If you have too much water, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this just turned into a blob. Make some 2-petal leaves, make some 4, make them, this one's maybe facing downwards. Rinse my brush off, tap it off on my towel. And I'm just kind of, here's my professional word, you guys, smooshing my brush, just applying some pressure, rinse, tap off my brush. And really, you know, go for where you feel it. Go for where you feel like, oh, I think I need a little bit more there. Like follow your intuition here. Got some 2-petal ones. Maybe this one's coming down here. How fun is this? Like any of you guys can do this, I promise you. So let's just keep going. Maybe I want to pull a little bit out there. Then we're going to go in and we will add in some green, and green and pink are so pretty together, you guys. So I washed off my brush, tap it off so it's not dry. It's like what they call a thirsty brush. And I'm going to go in now to my sap green, which I've got in my palette here. It's a little bit watery. See how watery that is? I don't quite want that much water. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of green to thicken that up a bit. Might have got a little overzealous. By the way, this is the MEEDEN palette. I like it because I can hold it in my hand. So there we go. And I'm going to go in. Remember, we're going wet into wet. So you don't need a ton of water on your brush because you're already going into wet pigment. And right here, I'm just going to do these fun little dabs. So here we go. Look how fun. And isn't that green gorgeous with the pink? If you're lucky enough to be able to see, you know, maybe Seattle, or maybe you've even been to Japan or somewhere, lucky you. Ray lived in Seattle for a while, and I think, was it University of Washington, Ray? Where they have the huge cherry trees. Once a year, they have like a big festival or something.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just going in, and you know what? If you tuck them in to the pink, they're going to kind of blend together. You're going to get that beautiful wet in wet. So I'm just doing these little dabs. I'm varying the size. So some are little dabs, some are big dabs, but look how fun that is. By the way, Monday, if you like creating cards, we have a video coming up on Monday, and we're going to make a girlfriend card. So I hope you'll join me. It'll be really fun. So let's see. Let's create some little blossoms now. I'm going to pick up a little thicker pigment, tap off my brush. I've got a pretty saturated pink in there. Tap off my brush, tap, tap, tap. Look at that. And just kind of place these where you feel you need a little something. And that's also going to draw your viewer's eye around. So we've got that. Now, while that's wet, I'm going to go in there with a tiny bit of brown. Let me grab some of that brown. Tap, tap, tap. And just the tip of my brush, go in and add some little branches. Look how easy this is though, you guys, right? You can, if I can do this, you guys can do this. I promise. Look how fun that is. I mean, I'm almost, yes, this is a card I'm making right here. It would be a beautiful card. And you know what I love? What does it feel like to be, aw, how sweet is that? You are the best. You know, I really contribute all of this to you guys, truly. You guys just, I can't tell you how much you inspire me every day with your questions and, you know, your, how about this? And sharing things with me. You're just the best. I mean, we just have so much fun with you guys. How lucky are we? So here is some more, but thank you so much, Adarsha. That is really the sweetest. Okay, so I've got this going on. Now what I will do, I don't want to get too much more here. I'm getting a little bit full. So what I'm going to do now is maybe go into a few of these cherry blossoms with a dark, like Prussian blue. And I've got there right here. So I'm just going to tap in there a bit. I don't want too much pressure on that tip though, because, you know, we always want to give the tip of our brushes the love. So I'm going to go in here, and you might make sure that where you're going in is a little bit dry, because otherwise this black can just go whoo, and it's going to take over your entire painting. So just tiny dots here. This is the tiniest bit of detail, but yet you'd be so surprised how your eye will pick that up. And it will really make your painting so interesting. So in watercolor, I'm always saying, you know, less is more, less is more. But your eye picks up these tiny things. So just dotting in the centers there. Oop. Dot, dot, dot. Wait till I get to the gold, you guys. So I don't know how long we've already been on here, but look at how quick we've made this. Is she live Monday, Ray, time?
Video, yep.
Oh, the video. Yeah, that will just be a video. I am trying to do more live so I can answer some questions. So there we go. Oops. So see how that did that? It just took over because I had a little bit too much wetness on my brush. So I'm going to wash and dry my brush. I've got that thirsty brush again. So I dip it in my water and just tap it off. And now I might just go in, and we want to add those gold pieces, but I'm also going to go into that brown. Or actually, you know what I'm going to use, you guys? I think I'm going to use the yellow green. I feel like it needs a little bit of lightness. There we go. So I'll just put that here. Isn't that a beautiful green? I love that yellow green. And let's just go in and add maybe some little touches here and there to our little buds. Yeah, see, I like that better. Sometimes if you look at your paintings and kind of squint, you'll see areas it needs either some color or maybe it looks a little asymmetrical. So there you go. Just those little touches, you guys. Look what it did. So now for the piece de la resistance, you guys. You know how I love this. By the way, if you are using metallics, keep in mind, I really use them a lot drier and thicker because they're a denser product. They have denser products, pigments in them. So just something to keep in mind. I've got this pretty loaded. Hi from Canada. Thank you, Claire. Romania. Wow. Do you guys ever really think about this? Like, how cool is this? We're talking from all over the world. Did you ever think this would even be possible? So now the way I splatter is I've got my brush. I'm going to tap it on another brush. So are you guys ready? Here we go. Here's where the magic happens. Yeah, so cool, right, Rose? All right, here we go. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'll hold it up so you can see it. I know, I get so excited about this stuff. Here's some more. Oh, look. Now, if you like that simpler look, you don't have to do splatters. You know, you could have just stopped right there. And if any of you are good at calligraphy out there, how wonderful to write something inside here. Wouldn't that be great? So let me show you here. I'm just going to hold this up and look how beautiful. Hopefully you can see some of that gold. But look at that, you guys. It looks complicated, doesn't it? It's not. So I'll just tell you the steps I went through again really quick. I just used a lid. I painted on here, put those on here, and while it was wet, I then went in and kind of pulled out some of that color. Claire, ooh la la, I love it. Yeah, your hubby tells you that too, Maria. It's a great technique. So there's that. Um, and I think that's pretty good. By the way, you guys, did I mention this already, Ray? The color theory. I want to do a little intro to color theory because so many of you have asked. And if you're getting muddy colors, color theory is your friend, you guys. So if you guys have any questions right now, yeah, the splatters make pieces, right? Kind of vintagey. I agree, Claire. I agree. And look at the different values. We've got light values, we've got dark values, we've got that earthy brown. Renee, these are the MAB watercolors, and I specifically used the brilliant gold. You can buy the whole tin or you can just buy the one. So that is the brilliant gold. I love it. I'm just reading some of your things here. All right, everybody. Well, I hope to see you soon.
Mention a collab with that's a surprise coming up.
Oh, we have a collab coming up with this really fun nursery, you guys. It's just really cool. We're going to tell you more, but we loved him because he does a lot of donating. He works with all kinds of really cool funds and things. He is a one-man show. He has all kinds of cool plants. And you guys, he's going to send us one and we get to paint it. It's going to be kind of a surprise. So I'm really excited. And how lucky am I that he agreed to work with us? And he's going to maybe even send us some exotic ones we'll be painting. So right now, by the way, I'm adding in some values, darker pigment. So we'll be announcing that. Yes, a nursery. And we really searched this out because we like to work with people who kind of have a mission. And he definitely does. And I love working with small artists, small people. So it's called Hardin Nursery. I don't know, Ray, can you link Hardin Nursery in there and they can take a look at that?
Yeah, I can.
Thank you, Art by Coley. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy, again, welcome to the next level in Patreon. So excited. Okay, well, Ray, was there anything else I'm forgetting? So we're going to have that little tease on Monday with the nursery thing. More to come on that, but I can't wait, you guys. We're going to have so much fun with that. He'll send us a plant and I'll paint it. And I'm really excited. So I will see you all soon. Hugs right back to you, Maria. We're bored in Maine. It's probably snowy and cold there, isn't it? Okay, I hope you guys try this out, replay this, and I'd love to see your effects, your results that you get with this. Post it on Patreon, post it on our Facebook private group, and happy painting, everyone. I just want to send you all a huge hug. You're just, again, you bring so much joy to Ray, to me, and you've really encouraged me to branch out in so many different styles and different things. I mean, you guys are the best. Thank you, Jessica. All right. Well, happy painting. Happy Saturday. I hope your entire weekend and week is full of creativity and artwork, and I will see you all soon. Hopefully a few of you in Patreon. We're having so much fun there. And I'm just right here reminding you all, you are an artist. All right, everybody. I will see you soon. Hugs, hugs, hugs.